Howdy ho! To all my true brothers and sisters, the ones that truly carry the heart of Christ. You know, I will say to all of those out there, we fuck up, okay? We do things, we get tempted, we go through trials, we go through tribulation, and we fuck up. We eat forbidden fruit. And what forbidden fruit is, something you know you shouldn't be touching because the circumstances is all wrong. You know, you might put yourself in debt over a new car. You might be tempted to max out that credit card for that, those clothes, or you might be tempted to take things. It's not really in your nature to do so, but you just get tempted and tormented about it. Okay, it might have been having an affair or whatever like that. We all fuck up. We do. And you know, all you can do is dust yourself off and do better. Now, I don't say make excuses for yourself. A lot of people use rehab. They have excuse after excuse after excuse why they did what they did, and they enable themselves, and they put themselves around others that enable them. But if you want to truly break free, you just gotta say, man, I fucked up. And you look at that situation and you address the situation and you do not repeat the cycle of it. You know, you just let it go. You know, why I'm on my own is because I got tired of the cycles of relationships, and, you know, I wanted to grow, and, you know, and I had to do it on my own. I had to grow in spirit, heart, mind, body. You know, how to grow in soul, because nobody else wanted to come with me on my journey, even though I'm fucking badass. Most of the time, I just left them behind because it just wasn't going to take their shit, and they weren't ready. You know, when I'm ready, I'm ready. And that's what I say. You know, I'm just here in this world until I'm not. So, you know, I let go of baggage every day, and I speak truth, you know. I know I make a lot of people uncomfortable because I'm like, yeah, I used to be a whore. You know, I used to walk on eggshells. I used to go to church, you know, and I just grew up past that point, you know. There was something that pulled me out of those groups of people, you know, pulled me out of those big assholes. Because they were just smelly places. People were uptight. They were in rituals. And, you know, and then more, when I got to reading the actual scriptures and stopped putting the names of men on shelf and just actually read the words of it, I realized that all it is underneath it all, when you dismiss, you know, the stories of man, is just teaching tools of how to go through life and life experiences, you know, and what happens when you repeat yourself. You know, that's why we should never look at men in history or women and raise them up. We should sit there and learn about, you know, their mistakes and not repeat them. You know, not make statues of them, not glorify their names because they weren't anything good. Hell, you know, most of the scientists that they give Nobel prizes to and stuff like that, they ain't that great. Or they acknowledge their name, but they're not, you know, their name, just because it's written in a book doesn't mean it's anything good. It's just their story. And we should learn from their story and not blow up their name just because they're in a book. Like, look at all those people on stages, those celebrities. People are like hollering their names and stuff. But if they'd actually pay attention to their lives and how they live their life and get to know that person, who they are, they would see that they're nothing good. They're nothing to be glorified. Politicians are the same way. You know, it's just how you look at people. If you look at others as you look at yourself, then you will see them in a humble nature, and if you pay attention to who they really are, you will see their humility, their humanity, which we all have. You know, everybody's just trying to ignore the truth of what's going on around them, and they're trying to place blame, and they're trying to start charities, and that's just not the way to go. The best way is just to be still and listen to the world around you. You know, open up your mind to being better, like growing past what you see, instead of trying to be a part of the societies and be at the very top, you know, instead of trying to have that title and everybody know your name. You can actually look at the world and say, how can I make the world a better place? And not expect a reward out of it. It doesn't matter what door is going to open up to you. If you're meant to be seen and heard and known, then let that door open up for you. That's what I'm doing. I'm just being myself. If that door opens up for me to, rise above all this mess, then so shall I rise above. It's nothing you can really do except for be yourself. Because you can only rise up as yourself. You can't rise up in somebody else's name. You gotta rise up in who you are. Your crown. That's what I work on every day. And to truly help my brothers and sisters out there by just telling them the truth about how everything is fucked up and how they should not be overwhelmed and stressed out about things that do not matter in the end. They don't matter. That's just wisdom. In the end, it does not matter. Because you're either going to rise up or you're going to stay in the cycle. I don't want to stay in this world cycle. I don't like the cycle of it. I don't. I don't like the cycle of life. I don't like the animal kingdoms. I don't like the kingdoms of man. I don't like any of it. So what I do is I reach past this world and I rise up and I say, no, I'm not going to be a part of that because it is all wrong. That's not my judgment or condemnation. That's just, I open my eyes to truth and I see that there is a lot of darkness out there. That's just the truth of it. And no matter what kind of image front people try to put on, they're still dark inside. And I say to those dark and light spirits, you don't have to keep those masks on. You don't have to continue to be that person that you don't like to be or you force yourself to be every day. You don't have to follow the path that other people put before you or the roads. You can be yourself. You can take time off. You just can go and do. Just shed the clothes of society. That's what I say. Don't be a burden. Don't be a burden. If you're going to go out into the wilderness and wander around, then go out to the wilderness. And be of the wilderness, but don't be a burden to it. Don't be a burden to society. I'm doing my best to try to grow food. I don't want to be a burden to my society. I mean, I know the spirits want to take care of me and stuff, and those doors are opened up to me. However, I want to rise up. I'm ready for my door to open, I don't worry about food. I just prepare, It's like, there's so many people that, when I went to church, they miss a message of it. It's beautiful language underneath it all, but they fucked it up with their bureaucracy and their self-righteousness. And it says, if you want a great harvest, then first you have to prepare your field in a proper way. I'm not being like the farmers of today using the big machinery because I know those vibrations disturb the world. And I'm not putting all the shit on the fields. I've been all over, and what that shit that they put on the field stinks. It's not good. That's not good. There's a difference between, cows pooping in a field to fertilize it and being, tilled up, and then there's that shit that they actually put on that's chemical components and stuff. That stuff's not good. Anyways, however, I prepare my place, because I'm humble, and I do it in humility, and I am gracious and grateful for all that I receive. I truly am. I'm just ready to rise up. I am thankful to this world that it has held me. I'm not great. I'm not happy. I'm not happy to be here, but I still have joy in my heart, and I've done my best to appreciate this environment and the spirits about me, because it's not an easy environment. It's not. And I say out there, just best every day, and walk with the heart of Christ, because you will be healed. You don't have to worry about calling upon somebody's name. Call in the name of love, and go about in love. Be healed. That's what I say to all those spirits out there. Go and heal those that are needing to be healed. Truly go and show them. Be for them. Don't worry about those that are self-righteous and puffed up in the system of man. You can't do anything for those. But I say go to those that are in the gutters. Those are the ones that will appreciate you. You want to be appreciated? Then go to those less fortunate. Help them. They'll appreciate it. Now, don't let someone leech onto you, but you want to be helpful, then go help someone that truly needs help. And appreciate those who are for you. And when I was on the streets, there was a gracious behavior. They would share with each other. I mean, they were very sharing, even though they were devious in some of the things they did. They were very giving and loving towards each other. They were concerned. They would check up on each other. I thought that was nice. Depends on where I went. Some areas it's thug life, but it just depends on what area you are. But most street people will watch out for each other. And when, that's why I appreciate my mom so much, is because I have went so long with just with being dehydrated in this world when it comes to love and kindness and generosity, true generosity. Not going and standing in line for food or getting a shower. Man, just the coldness I received out there. That's why I quit walking with Jesus, because I was done walking with him. I was like, no, this is not the life for me. That wasn't the life for Wendy, was, on that journey. That I was just done being out there. It was rough. So a door opened up for my mama. And if I travel, I'm going to do it without worry or concern. You know what I'm saying? Just enjoy it. Yeah, these are my golden years. I just kind of feel it coming on. Just the way my body is acting, I just kind of feel like it's time to slow down. Take it easy. Embrace the golden years. And let it be golden. Just relaxed, peaceful. Putting away the world's clothes, Today I went to Walmart, okay, and my feet had been swollen and shit, and I got into one of those little carts, and of course it had some problems with it, but regardless, I didn't walk around the store and got my feet swelled up again, and then I drove it all the way to the truck, and my mom's got parking for blue people. And so I was just thinking, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so lucky, because I was like, sit there and I didn't have to go very far, just upright parking. And everything's been sweet for me and my mom. Like, she went to Lowe's and got her 2 air conditionings. And like back in the day, she couldn't afford that. But I was like, yeehaw, she's richer than they're living high on the hog, and I'm happy for them. Even her old man, I'm happy, because they deserve to have goodness in their life. Everybody does. I deserve goodness, and I keep on waiting for it, because I've worked hard. But I'm in my golden years. That's what the Spirit showed me today, and I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. y'all. You know, your golden years, it don't really matter your age. But come on now, this world is getting brutal. Aren't y'all tired of, trying to prove yourself or compete with it, or even concern yourself with who's competing with who and who wants to be top dog? Who fucking cares? I'll just say let it go. It doesn't matter who's at the top. Don't put names above yours. Nobody's name is above yours. Love yourself and love those around you. Like I said, every day you can get up and be less of an asshole. You can show love. And I'm ready for that. I'm like, yeah. So every day I get up and try to be less of an asshole. And when someone's trying to provoke that, I just like put it down. I was like, nah, I all deserve love. I don't want anybody to suffer. I don't want anybody to have pain or shame or suffering or anything like that. I don't want to imprison anybody. And no, I don't have to worry about that. Because look, if you walk a peaceful path, the truth is you'll be in peace. But if you're like always going about angry and pissed off and stuff like that, then yes, wrath will find you. If you go about in violence, yes, violence will find you. If you're going around being a thief, then yes, things will be stolen from you. If you're being destructive to other people's property and to their name, and you're using slander, then yes, that will come and find you. Because that is the spirit world. And you don't fuck with the spirit world. I just speak truth out there. And believe me, that's been a battle in its own to establish my foundation firmly and to build my walls. To secure myself and a hedge of protection on who I am. Yeah, when you step in your crown, you're going to sit there and so many are going to come against you, but just be you. You might get knocked down sometimes. You'll learn, you get back up. But it's sweet when you finally reach those golden years. And it don't matter your age, because by the time you get to those golden years, you're going to be exhausted. You're going to be like, ooh, man, have I been through the shit. But that's your testimony. Like, my testimony just goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. It's a well of living water. And I'm like, man, yeah, I could tell you some shit. That's for damn sure. And I ain't ashamed of it. Nope. Ain't ashamed. Don't have to be. You know why? Because no name is above mine. And I have a crown upon my head. Nobody can tell me where I'm going. Because I know. I'm going where I want to go. So y'all just be happy out there. It's taken me a little while. It definitely has. Tribulation is not easy. But don't continue in it. Drop out of it. You don't have to go fight other people's wars or battles, or you don't have to carry them. You just love one another. Just love one another. And if you move in love, all will be okay. And that's just the truth of it. You just gotta wait for your doors to open. That's it. But I say to those out there, instead of, asking for the riches of the world, why not just ask to be in peace and comfortable and, in a secure place, surrounded by wonderful things. And if you change your viewpoint on what things you go after, you'll have plenty. Like I do. I have plenty. My cup doth runneth over. I'm just ready to rise up. I shall rise.